Very good.
The yes you were talking about yesterday.
Yes.
It grew strong in me, and now it's very much here.
Yes.
There's no doubt here. Here's the fear.
Yes.
And so, just sat there and realized that I've been trying to figure out who am I.
Yes.
But I am no who. I am no one. So that just scared me even more, so I had to put up my hand because I was about to run away.
Yes. If the mind realizes, I am no one, then fear will come. When the heart knows, I am no one, fear is gone. If the mind realizes, I am no one, if it says, I am no one, I am nothing, fear, oh my God, how can I live? How can I, oh my God, this is terrible to be nobody. Yeah. But when the heart knows, I am no one, all pressures are gone. And I've never been anyone. I've only ever been this. All this is watched in me. Of course, there's a feeling, of course. There's a time when we speak, yes, when I was 17, I went to this place and I met these people and so on and so on. So these stories may continue to be told, but they have a new purpose. Maybe as a facilitator for a higher directing or sharing or something. But they are not in service to an ego anymore. You see. It's not the slate is wiped clean, so therefore there's a blank. And like, oh, that never existed. No. Memory will still be here. You will still be able to relate to family and so on, all of this can be there. It is still consciousness. You didn't become unconscious, you see. But the position where we have been placed, from being centered in the mind to being centered as the heart, it's very different. So mind contains somehow the image of who we think we are and how we should be and what we should become or something like this. And it has been a game of developing a persona, an identity, and transacting from the position of this identity. So in real seeing, it doesn't need this. It doesn't need the historical and hysterical being. Something sees through all of that, understand that, and it's not that you become like a fool because you don't have your mind. Mind and identity is highly overrated. You think without your mind, you are a kind of zombie and walking on the street, very Buddha-like, but useless. And these kind of strange stories, bogeyman stories, keeps us in avoidance. Like, it may be too costly. At least let me stay with the devil I know. All types of nonsense, you see. But here, while you're here, we're having some clues. Something inside is enjoying a self-taste. And that self-taste allows us to be more open to say, phew, this is not a place I can know with my mind to study, but there is a knowingness here. There is something that is a harmony, an expansiveness, a natural rightness. And yes, the mind wants to say, but be careful, you cannot see where it's going to go, and suddenly you might just crash or something. But something goes, no, I've heard your voice before, but this is fresh. Yes. Take the risk. Say yes. And your yes, it will bring up fear, of course. It didn't give you fear, but it exposes fear and allow the fear that has been hidden to come to the surface, to expose. And then only when it's exposed you can see, okay, so that's what's been sucking my power. If there's an earthquake in the ocean, lots of bubbles will come to the surface. The bubbles, they don't go down. They hit the surface, they pop, and they vanish. Something like that must be happening also. Some things which were not brought to light before will start to come to the surface. It will feel quite fizzy. But there's a presence which cannot pop. And it's becoming more clear to itself. And out of that self-recognition or self-recognizing, a surrender takes place. A welcoming, a yes comes to that. So bear the momentary fear. It's being burped out. It's not being created. It's being burped up. And sometimes the beingness has to vomit out some things. Nobody enjoys a vomit. But behind is the clear space of being. Hand over your existence entirely to this seeing, to this adventure, this exploration into the true nature of oneself. Don't hold back. You will know the time for yourself. Mind will always give you an excuse to say, well, it's not the right time and I've got to clear all this up first. But let all this happen inside your yesness. And if you feel a burning, welcome this burning. Sometimes we have like a fever. You have a fever. And everything, your whole life is being lived in the fever state for a while. When you're thirsty, it's inside the fever. And you'll drink your drink. When you're hungry, you'll eat in the fever state. When you send your emails, it's from the fever state. When you greet your friends, it's inside the fever state. You don't have to think about, everything is inside the fever. And in a way, it's like you again come into the fever state of your own being. And everything you do is coming from this being. It's happening out of this being. You see, you don't have to think, okay, I must get into the fever state. No, it is there. You're consumed. Your whole being is the fever state. You are the fever and the weakness of the fever even. And the activities that go on. Like that. So whether some feelings of fear come, and it's natural, it's a good sign. Because if it was there and undetected, that would not be good. Now something brings up the fear. You can look and see what is the message in the fear. Like, what is it fear of? If you wish. If you're able to, you may just see it just as a kind of another phenomenon and say, okay, that's coming up now, but right now the energy is staying more just in the state of presence. Let the fear happen, you see? But if the fear sensation is taking up too much attention, then at least go to it and look at it. Look at the fear and see, what is it about? Okay, fear, what have you to say? Oh, the fear is that somehow I'm going to vanish, I feel like I'm going to die. Because this is quite common. On the periphery of freedom, the fear of death comes. You're going to die. You go further, you're going to die. You see, you're going to die. And then, ooh, I don't want to die. Because something smells like a death, but it's a dying of what is not true. It's a dying of death itself is dying. But in the mind, it's interpreted like, oh, I'm going to die, and there's some confusion. So it takes courage somehow. And you're going to grow strong, because to be free, you have to be strong. And the strength you already have. You only have to call it up. You don't have to go and lift some, make spiritual muscles. It's there. When you say yes, that is strength. When you say yes, let whatever happen, happen. But I found you, and you found me. And I stay here. Then let all things burn if they must burn. Such is courage, such is love. So it is good. Let this burning be. Don't try and salvage anything from this fire. But keep your hands together in this fire. Say, thank you for burning me. Leave nothing unburnt. Feel like that. The mood will change.
No dere bahru gyan